Hello?
Hello, Jughead. This is Archie. Come over right away. It's a matter of life or death.
Oh, relax, Archie.
Attention, all true believers. Marvel Comics is on the air.
A friend of the unfortunate, enemy of criminals. In reality, Dan Garrett, a rookie patrolman, loved by everyone but suspected by none of being the Blue Beetle.
Boys and girls, your attention, please. Presenting a new exciting radio program featuring the thrilling adventures of an amazing and incredible personality.
Faster than an airplane, more powerful than a locomotive, impervious to bullets.
Up in the sky, look!
It's a bird, it's a plane, it's Superman!
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, checking out a new book I bought. It's the official script book for the Batman movie. And it's funny how many times I've actually gone to this, because certain things, like when they announced that he was going to be Oz Cobb instead of Oswald Cobblepot, or, it wasn't going to be Cobblepot. It's like, I could have sworn they called him Cobblepot in the movie. So I grabbed my official script book and looked up the scene where they first mention him, and sure enough, they just call him the Penguin. They never call him Cobblepot, so I was pretty impressed by that. I thought I had a gotcha moment there. But the Penguin is over. We're going to talk about that today. It was super spectacular. Also, if you are missing the Penguin, but would like to see more of the backstory of the other characters in the Batman universe, there's something you can pick up. So I'll be pointing that out to you as well. And I finally got to see Deadpool and Wolverine. I'm going to give you my thoughts on that. So let's get to it. Stick around. We'll be right back. Hey everybody, welcome to the Dan Wickline Show here on The Experience. We've got a great show today. We're going to do the news. We're going to talk about Deadpool and Wolverine. We're going to talk about the Penguin and the Batman crime saga. The epic crime saga, excuse me. Want to say hello to Kenneth and to Triple B. We got JD on the board. But little off my game today, so if it seems a little herky-jerky, you know why. It was one of those days where every 5 minutes somebody was trying to pull me in a different direction. So, Ed, good to see you, sir. But so let's jump right into the news here with this is the most recent thing. What's funny is last night I got a chance to sit down and watch the first of the new Lara Croft adventure series, the animated series with Haley Atwell as Lara Croft, and it was all right. Didn't love it, didn't hate it, didn't really make me want to rush back for more, didn't make me want to turn away from it. I don't know. We'll see how that progresses. But that aside, Deadline is reporting that Sophie Turner is in negotiations to star as Lara Croft in Tomb Raider, a new series that's going to be adapted by Amazon Prime or Prime Video. And it's going to come from the Fleabag creator, Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Now, this originally was reported about a month ago that these different people, Mr. Towers, nice to see you, that the Game of Thrones star was in talks or was in the running for it. Now, of course, Lara Croft previously has been played by Angelina Jolie, Alice Vikander, in two different movies. But this is their Amazon wants to do kind of a high-profile series based off of Tomb Raider. Jennifer Salke, the head of Amazon MGM Studios, called what they're going to do epic and globetrotting while they announced the series order back in May. So this has been in the works for a while. And this is a passion project for Waller Bridger, who said, Lara Croft means a lot to me, as she does to many. I can't wait to go on the adventure, bats and all, she says, back in May. So we're going to get a new Lara Croft, not just the animated series, but a live action series, and it looks like it's going to be Sophie Turner. Yeah, Mr. Towers agrees. Lukewarm, but the animation was promising. Yeah, so I need to get a couple episodes in. They were definitely trying to give us a backstory and a lot of angst and stuff in the first episode, and I think that should be more naturally grown. But anyway, if you guys are looking forward to seeing Transformers 1, but didn't get a chance to see it in the theater, Paramount Animation and Hasbro Entertainment has announced that the first full CG animated effort in the Transformers franchise is going to stream exclusively on Paramount Plus starting this Friday, November 15th. So if you were got Paramount for Star Trek, for Ghosts, for Mayor of Kingstown, any of those shows, well, you can watch Transformers 1 this weekend with Chris Hemsworth as Optimus Prime. How weird is that? MCU and Mayor of Kingstown related, Jeremy Renner, it was announced that the Hawkeye actor will be the Grand Marshal of the 92nd Hollywood Christmas Parade next month. The two-time Oscar-nominated actor, who was badly injured in a snowplow accident nearly 2 years ago, will preside over the festivities on December 1st, starting at 6 p.m. That's a Sunday. So if you want to see what he's looking like, I hope they don't put him on a snowplow when they parade. That would be really in poor taste. Are you a fan of the Netflix series The Night Agent? Well, Gabriel Basso will be reprising his role as Peter Sutherland in a season 2 starting on January 23rd. The 10 new episodes were shot primarily in New York City, with some filming done in Thailand and Washington, D.C. By the time season 2 premieres, though, it's going to have been 2 years since the series has been on, but it shouldn't take that long after that, because season 3 was already renewed last month. So let's see. Jay says, haven't watched it yet, but the animation reminds me of Castlevania a little bit. Yeah, I could see that. Ed says, I was just about to ask if you would be driving a plow in the parade. Yeah, see, it's too soon for that, I think. But Zolo Raradwina, that's a tough name. The guy that played Blue Beetle in the movie, he is reprising the role in the animated series that's coming up. Of course, he was in Cobra Kai. He recently teased what it means to continue telling the story of Jaime Reyes. And he said, there's only one Blue Beetle. So, see, that's not really true. There was multiple Blue Beetles. There was Jaime Reyes, there was Dan Garrett, and, of course, Ted Kord. Now, Moduena said in an interview with Hablamos de Cine, after voicing the Latino superhero in an upcoming animated series, he said, I'm so excited to get to continue the story of Jaime. It's an honor, and I just can't wait to see where the heck he goes. It's still so early, but I just know it's about the next craziest anime. If you haven't seen it, the Blue Beetle movie was surprisingly good. It wasn't great, but it was enjoyable. The different actors in there were cool. George Lopez was good. It's better than you expect. So in a rash of bad movies for a while from DC, it was probably the better one. Interesting news this week. Denzel Washington's going to go to Wakanda. The 2-time Oscar winner is out doing a press tour for Ridley Scott's Gladiator 2. And he was talking to the Today Show in Australia and was listing off things that he was going to be doing and mentioned that Ryan Coogler is writing an unspecified role for him in the next Black Panther movie. He kind of let that role slip during the interview when the shows asked him about whether he still carried any anxieties around starring in flicks like Gladiator. Now, Washington explained that he says, "At this point in my career, I'm only interested in working with the best. I don't know how many more films I'm going to make. Probably not that many. I want to do things I haven't done." He said, "I played Othello at 22. Now I'm going to play it at 70. After that, I'm playing Hannibal. After that, I've been talking with Stephen McQueen about a film. After that, Ryan Coogler is writing a part for me in the next Black Panther. And after that, I'm going to do the film Othello, and then I'm going to do King Lear. And after that, I'm going to retire." So he was pretty much listing out his plans between now and whenever he's going to call it quits, kind of putting a pin in the map, and let it slip that he's going to be in Black Panther 3, which hasn't been announced, hasn't been confirmed, didn't even know for sure it was going to happen after Wakanda Forever, or what's going to go on with that. Secret Wars and stuff. Secret Wars? Yeah. Anyway, so it's just kind of interesting that he let that slip. Speaking of upcoming Marvel stuff, Kevin Feige last weekend was down in Brazil for D23 Brazil, and he was talking about different projects that have been kind of being bumpy. Blade might be off the theatrical calendar, but Feige says it's not done. The reboot of the Wesley Snipes franchise, even though he says he's the one and only Blade, is still in the works. It's gone through a few directors, Bassam Tariq, Jan Damage. The script keeps changing. Maya Goth is also attached to play the supervillain Lilith in the feature. But Feige said, we love the character. We love Mahershala's version of him. And rest assured, whenever we change direction with the project or are still trying to figure out how it fits into the schedule, we let the public know. You're up to date on what's going on, but I can tell you that the character will be coming to the MCU. Now, he also provided an update on Elizabeth Olsen, who played the Scarlet Witch. Though she died at the end of Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness, she went missing from Agatha all along. He said, since then, Agatha, there have been a lot of questions about Wanda on fans' minds. So all I can say is that we're excited to find out when and how the Scarlet Witch might return. Now, there's no theatrical release set for an upcoming Spider-Man movie or for Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse. But, we know that the next Spider-Man movie's got a date of July 24th, but Beyond the Spider-Verse has not. Well, Kevin Feige was asked about Miles Morales coming into the MCU, and he said, I hope shortly after Beyond the Spider-Verse, he can enter the MCU in live action. So lots going on there, lots to talk about. I can't remember what movie it is, but a movie got slotted in Blade. Yeah, it's either an Aliens or a Predator movie that got put in that place. I think it's Predator. So I think they're just going to bump it back until they get it worked out. So, yeah, Predator Badlands. Look, Kevin, listen to me. You guys, you want to do a good Blade movie. I got you. Give me the script. I'll punch it up. I'll get it to where Mahershala is happy with it. We'll pull in a director like, say, Adam Marcus, who did Freddy Goes to Hell, or Jason Goes to Hell, excuse me, or there's some other ones. What about David Slade? David Slade does good vampire stuff. We'll get one of them. We'll put it together. We'll make it work. Just give me a holler. We'll get this worked out. All right? All right, guys. That's the news. When we come back, we're going to talk Deadpool and Wolverine and the Penguin. Be right back.
in a world where you hit like and subscribe on our YouTube channel.
That'd be really great. Thanks.
Some comic live streams seem like they're just throwing everything at the wall. Hey, you want this unknown comic? Yeah, here, how about this boring one? Found this one in a rain gutter, give me some money for it. I know this looks like a rotting sandwich, but I swear it's a comic. Pay me! But with Comic Collectibles, we know you don't just want comics, you want the right comics. You want rare variant and incentive covers, vintage books in pristine condition at prices you won't find anywhere else, and truly unique hand-drawn cover sketches by some of the most amazing artists in the business. Join Rex and his rotating cast of co-hosts live from Dynamite Entertainment headquarters for a carefully curated roster of comics that you'll only find here at Comic Collectibles. Every Monday at 6 and Wednesday at 7 Eastern Time. Part of the experience.
Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back. Remember to stick around. We've got What's in the Box, we've got Geek Chat, and we've got Sketch Up tonight. Plus tomorrow, we've got the Original Art Show and Friday Night Live. So lots of good stuff there. Also, Sunday night, if you guys are following my new project, Obsidian Moon, I will be doing a live launch. I guess that's sort of a launch. I'm not actually selling anything. It's just basically going to be me explaining what Obsidian Moon is, how it ties into other properties I've been working on, and answering anybody's questions. And that's going to be live on my YouTube channel or on my Facebook page. So join me there. That'll be 6 p.m. Pacific time on, like I said, Facebook or YouTube. And I will be live telling you guys about it. So join me there. Also on Twitch, because I have a Twitch channel that I never use. So it's basically going to be in the Pop Go the Writer's slot. So join me then. All right, let's talk about... I finally got to see Deadpool and Wolverine. And I bought it on Blu-ray, but I didn't get a chance to watch it for about a week or so. And then last night, I'm like, it's on Disney Plus. It's right there. Clicky. That was so much fun. That was so everything you'd want it to be. I wasn't sure what I expected, but what we got was the character of Elektra said it the best. An ending to the legacy. An ending to their stories. Basically, all the Marvel stuff that had come out before the MCU started. The X-Men films, the Fantastic Four films, the Ben Affleck Daredevil, the Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider, the Blade movies. it was a chance to wrap all that up. And they did it so nicely. There were so many little Easter eggs, so many little moments that just really shined. That that I'm going to have to watch it again. Yeah, like Triple B. I'm going to have to watch it again because there was just so much there. But that's the thing is that, why did they do this? Well, you have to remember that the MCU has a heart, has a beating center, and is named Kevin Feige. And Kevin Feige went to work originally for Richard Donner. He was, I don't know if he was an intern or an assistant, but he went to go work for Richard Donner and Laura Scholler Donner. I think that's the name, right? Laura Donner Scholler. And somebody had called them and asked them for someone who knew comics that could come work on this new movie. And that was X-Men. And he ended up working on X-Men, and he ended up working on Spider-Man, and he just started kind of being floated around to these different superhero movies because he was kind of the guy. And then he gets his chance. But he doesn't forget about these films and these actors who put their heart and soul into these things, I mean, you look at the Fantastic Four movie that they made most recently was atrocious. The one with Miles Teller. That was absolutely atrocious. That should never have happened. And yeah. But the ones prior to that with Ian Grofford and Jessica Alba and Chris Evans and Michael Chiklis, there was some good stuff there. I actually liked them when they came out. So, sorry, 1 second. I shouldn't do this during the show, but we're getting something delivered, and I need to let Lisa know that they'll be here in 5 minutes. So to get Chris Evans to appear as Johnny Storm was great. To get Hugh Jackman and the guys from all the various X-Men movies, Taylor Mane came back, Ray Park came back, all the way up to some of the newer ones, Azale and stuff like that. That was all great stuff, and it was a nice way to say goodbye to these important movies. What the MCU is today, it was built off of stuff like Blade and the X-Men and the Spider-Man movies, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies. They found their footing and they ground, and they started building the audiences so that when Iron Man came out, it wasn't so far afield that people were like, why would I want to watch this? It was more, wait, there's a new movie with Robert Downey Jr. and Gwyneth Paltrow? Yeah, I can give that a shot. Oh, from the Swingers guy, yeah. So I like that they're treating them with respect. They didn't make those characters a joke. They could have just as easily have done that. They could have just had all the former characters just blown out of the sky or, just instantly blown away. But instead, they made them good characters. And then also to take the time and to give Channing Tatum his moment as Gambit after all the poor guy went through trying to get the film made. It was no different than what Ryan Reynolds was going through trying to get a Deadpool movie made. It's just Reynolds was able to do it and Channing Tatum didn't. So, but from what we're hearing now, according to Ryan Reynolds, the Marvel guys are in love with Channing Tatum as Gambit. And there's a chance that he's going to come back. So all that's great. My only complaint about that entire movie is there's a scene at the beginning where Deadpool is sitting in front of Happy Hogan, and it's supposed to be Earth 616, and he's trying to become an Avenger, and they turn him down. And while I think it's an interesting scene, I don't see how it fits in the movie. And the thing is you can go as crazy as you want to with these movies, but there is a through line that has to happen to make it still be able to connect to other stories. So you have to stop for a minute and go, okay, once he's at the TVA, he's got the thing, he's going to all these different multiverses. Terrific. He's looking for Wolverine, anchor beams, all that stuff makes sense. But the trip to the Avengers to meet Happy happened before he went to the TVA. How did he get from his Earth to Earth 616 to the sacred timeline? How did he make that jump? And that's the one thing that bugs me. If they would have left that scene out or have it take place at another time, but to start the movie with that, you're just sitting there going, well, how did he get there? Why is he there? It doesn't make sense. So, no, they say it's 616 right at the beginning. It says Earth 616. And when he gets back to his world, it's Earth 10005. So he is definitely on a different Earth. Jay says, I thought they said something about modifying Cable's slider. Cable's slider is a time slider, not a multiverse slider. So Jay says, it's so weird though. Some sites have the OG actors and some sites have other people playing those characters. Thor crying, yeah. Yeah, Tatum was great as Gambit, and the dialogue he gave and Deadpool's reaction to it, like, what did you say? And we'll make a name for myself, yeah. Yeah, that was great. But other than that, I loved the movie. I loved the angst that Wolverine was able to bring. I loved the homage to Logan. I've never actually sat down and watched Logan because I didn't necessarily want to see the end of the character. I know it's a great movie. Nobody has to sell me on the movie being great. But you got to be in the right headspace to go, yeah, I'm going to watch a movie where one of my favorite characters dies. Yeah, I'm going to do that. That's a tough one for me. So I'm probably more likely to do it now, having seen it, but still. But yeah, overall though, it was a great movie, great action. It's obvious that Sean Levy, Hugh Jackman, and Ryan Reynolds really work well together. And they've got a history. Ryan Reynolds has been working with Sean Levy on Free Guy, The Atom Project, then he comes into this. And he had already worked with Hugh Jackman on Real Steel, which is a movie that's way better than it deserves to be. So, yeah, I really liked it. I really liked Deadpool and Wolverine. The jokes are great. I love the fact that Ryan Reynolds says the only reason Chris Evans agreed to be in the movie, even though they've already done cameo swaps and stuff, but the only reason he agreed to be in the movie was because of the cursing scene that gets put in the end. Like, yeah, I could see that. Jay says, some people are saying that the slider can move across dimensions. In reality, that's how Deadpool 2, he gets to unalive Ryan Reynolds. Oh. Yeah, I guess that does make sense. Yeah. It's just tough when you get that far out there. I will be so happy the day they go, okay, we're done with the multiverses. We're going to move on to something else, and everybody's going to be the same universe again. I am so ready for that. So, well, in the MCU, they're not universes, they're timeline branches. Right. So, but yeah, overall, I did watch the behind the scenes thing last also, and that was great. I still need to watch the one for Agatha that just dropped, but the Deadpool one is great. And again, it's so neat to see how much love Ryan Reynolds has for the character, for the project, and the fact that just about everybody who worked on the project, Wesley Snipes, Hugh Jack, all these guys, it was because Ryan Reynolds reached out to them. Well, Jackman actually called Reynolds and said, I want to do a Deadpool and Wolverine movie. But Wesley Snipes gets a call from Ryan Reynolds and goes, yeah, baby, I'm in. You know, they worked together on Blade 3. So they got a history. He calls Jennifer Gardner. She's in. Awesome. So pretty straightforward, but I like that. Will they do another one? Yeah, no more multiverses. I am so ready for that. I don't like you. You never ID. I never did. Oh, I don't like you. You never did. Yep. Yeah, when he was Hannibal King. Yeah, think about it. Ryan Reynolds has had a chance to be a hero, a comic book character in so many things, just like Chris Evans. And all right, so let's shift gears. Talk about the Penguin. To go from absolutely hilarious to this. This is brilliant. If you remember last week, I made some predictions on what I thought would happen, how the show would end. I said, Francis will probably be dead. Oz will probably kill Victor. Sophia will go off the table, probably back into Arkham. And Oz would become the kingpin of crime. Three out of four, with the fourth one being pretty damn close. Just a lot worse. Is it Francis or Francine? Francis. What happens to his mother is so next level. Sophia destroys his relationship with his mother, drives her into her and Oz drive her into a stroke, and she is basically left next to dead, trapped in her own body. That is as bad as it gets. That is a step beyond how bad I thought they could have done to that character. The reveal that, spoilers, if you haven't seen it yet, we're definitely doing spoilers here. The reveal that she knew all along that Oz had something to do with Jack and Benny's deaths changes everything. The fact that she spoke to Rex about it and that Rex was willing to either help turn him into a gangster or help make him disappear changes everything. Yet it doesn't. It changes those characters and the situation Oz came up in. But Oz didn't know. Oz didn't know that his mom was that close away, that close to having him killed, just having him eliminated. And that Rex, his idol, was willing to do it. What if he would have found that out when he was a kid or when he was younger? Now he knows. Now he knows that everything that he grew up believing was a lie. Yeah. That changes everything. It changes how you look at Oz. But at the same time, he is who he is because he didn't know. And Oz is interesting because when you think about the character, he isn't a master planner. He is instinctual and he's good at cleaning up. He can BS under pressure. That's Oz. That's his super ability. He's not strong enough to keep himself in check. But when he does lose it, he can figure out how to play it to make things okay. And that is probably more deadly than anything because he doesn't have a moral compass. His moral compass is just spinning. You know? He's willing to do whatever it takes at whatever cost. You know? I mean, this whole show, he gets caught taking stuff from a safe, is just about talked his way out of it when he gets ridiculed by Alberto and he shoots Alberto. If he would have kept himself in check, this entire series wouldn't have happened. Oz would have kept what he was doing. No big deal. Hell, they probably would have put him in charge of the Bliss since he was already running drops. He probably would have just shifted over to the new drug. None of this would have happened if he would have been able to keep himself in check. Once he put himself in that bad situation, the whole show was about him mitigating the damage. Lying to this person, blaming those people. Lying to those people, blaming these people. Back and forth, until it just exploded. And he's the only one left standing. And if you think about it, the one thing his mother didn't want was to be trapped in her body. That's where he left her. The last thing Sophia wanted was to go back to Arkham. And that's where he put her. Vic spent so much time missing his family and starting to rebuild what he had. And once he got there, once he got to a point where he felt like Oz was his family, that was too much for Oz to have that weakness. And he killed him. The writing on this show is next level. I mean, I could predict what was going to happen, but the why, the how, that's what made it so special. Because it was obvious that Vic wasn't going to make it through this show. and that Oz was going to have, because Vic was the humanizing Oz. Between him, Vic, and his mom, you started to humanize him, and you couldn't let that happen. So we had to have the story of the boys being killed, that Oz had something to do with it, that his mom knew, and we had to have him kill Vic at the end to take away any shred of humanity that we had given him. And we gave it to him. He never asked for it. He never actually showed it. We saw it through other characters. So to take that away, you had to take away those characters. And the way everybody was taken out, if you think about it, Oz didn't purposely kill anybody. Oz pulled a gun on Carmine Falcone, but it was the Riddler who shot him. Oz had no intentions of killing Alberto, but lost it. Oz didn't kill Sophia. Oz didn't kill Sal Maroni. Heart attack killed Sal Maroni. Now, he did kill Nadia, Maroni's wife, and her son. Did he plan that? If they had done the deal straightforward, would he have lit the thing? See, that's the thing we don't know. Just like we look at what happened to Jack and Benny. There's a debate on whether he knew that closing that door would kill them. I don't think he knew. And the reason I don't think he knew is because I don't think Oz plans ahead. Oz deals with the moment. Oz will react to whatever's happening. And he's good at that. You know, he's been ridiculed. He's hurt by his brothers. He slams that door shut. Now, did he stop and think, well, the floodwaters are going to come up. It's going to drown them. Oh, I don't think that's even in Oz's wheelhouse. I think Oz looked at that and went, I'm out of here. I'm leaving them. They'll find a way out, but it'll be a pain in the ass. I'm not going to deal with it. And he gets home and they're not there. So he lies to his mom. They went and saw a movie. Nice, Ed. Yeah. I hated that they were called Jack and Benny, because every time they said it those names together, and it just made me think of Jack Benny. It's like I don't want Jack Benny thought of when I'm watching this show, but so yeah, that's the thing, is that Oz is where he is because he's quick on his feet. Ironically, he can deal with the situation as it comes up. He saw Sal Maroni die, and he didn't tell anybody it was a heart attack. He started screaming at him when nobody could see, and he shot him. So that people would go, oh, he killed Sal Maroni. But we knew it wasn't him. You know, there was no plan to kill Alberto. He did it out of, out of anger, out of instinct. And down the line, there really isn't this mastermind, the Penguin. The Penguin is a mob boss. And he is what he is in the comics now. And they gave us a very different version. They gave us, if you read Batman comics over the years, there are characters that were introduced in the 30s, 40s, the 40s, the 50s, and the 60s that were kind of a joke. You know, they were colorful characters without any real depth. They were just one-sided costume figures. And then over time, they started really giving them backstories. Well, why does Riddler do his riddles? What's the purpose of it? Is he obsessed? Is he obsessive compulsive? Is it obsessive compulsive disorder or personality disorder? Is he a narcissist? They start looking at that. You're looking at Oz. What is Oz? Is Oz a sociopath? Is he just a criminal gangster? Is he a narcissist? There's so many different levels that you look at. Yeah, JD got it right there. Penguin's superpower is his instinctual ability to manipulate. He knows how to get people to do what he wants. And he uses that to become the new Kingpin. It worked. He's there. He's in charge now. But that's at the end, is we're reminded Batman's still around. He didn't show up for any of this, and I don't think he should have. I don't think this stuff would have gotten his attention. Because until Sophia blew up the underground trolley thing, there really wasn't anything big to get Batman's attention. Sal Maroni broke out. That might have done it. But everything else, keeping an eye on the Hangman, I don't know. That was before his time. That was 10 years in the past. So I think that's why he doesn't show up. But we're reminded at the end that now he's on the level that Batman is going to keep an eye on him. Now he's up there. It would have been cool to end it with the bat signal coming on. What they did, didn't they? The Arkham scenes before that. Yeah, that's how they ended it. Yeah, he's in the La Corona Hotel now, top floor. And then as Eve, dressed as his mom, is so freaking creepy, but tells him that there's nothing to stand in his way, bat signal comes on. So, yeah, I think that's pretty spectacular the way they ended it. It was a really good series. And they're already talking about possibly a second season, which I'm hoping they're not going to do. They've been talking to Matt Reeves about other series that they could do because of success. But of course, HBO Max, well, let's just do another Penguin series because Penguin was popular. And I don't know if you could get that same kind of story out of this character. You might be able to. But I'd kind of like to see him slide back and do a character like Catwoman. But the head of HBO has said there is not a Catwoman series in the works. There was a rumor about a Joker series. James Gunn has said, no, that's not true. There's no Joker series in the works. So that's, there are, HBO wants to do another Penguin. Colin Farrell said that he would be interested if the story is right. Farrell also said that he is contractually connected to Batman 2 and 3. So he's going to be around a while. But I don't think he's going to be the big bad. I think he's a cog player. It's just we got a chance to spend more time with him in the series. And there's other characters we could do that. Are they going to bring in Harvey Dent? We could spend time with Harvey. Stuff like that. That's what I'm hoping they're doing. I'm hoping they don't just do a bunch of Penguin series, Spend time with the other ones. Oh, it was cool then. Okay. I get it now. So, yeah, I thought that was a great ending. I think they wrapped things up so well that this is now a character on Batman. It has to be on Batman's radar, And it's that switch that happens in the Long Halloween that goes from crime bosses to costume villains. And Penguin is that in between. He's that crime boss that does become a costume villain in a sense. He's that bridge between the old and the new. So now that he's in place, then the other ones start making sense. So, talk to type is just another autocorrect accident waiting to happen. Yes, it is. So, all right, guys, we're going to take another quick break, and when we come back, if you're missing the Penguin, you want more of the Batman crime saga, I've got something for you you may not know about. So stick around. Be right back.
What do you call the place on Spider-Man's wrists where the webs come out? His website. I hate myself for writing that joke, but you'd make me feel so much better if you just visited our website. We have links to our merch, new release lists, all the show info, and so much more. TheEXPLive.com.
By this time in our journey, we had been on the trail of a very elusive creature for about 96 hours. But all the hard work is about to pay off. Oh, crikey, there she is. Oh, by the markings, I'd say this one's at least a 9.8. Oh, she's a real beauty. A true mint copy. Oh, this one will make a fine slab on anyone's display wall. Oh, she's a feisty one, though. Look out, look out! Mint Hunter Comics is the place to find that mint comic you've been searching for. Mint Hunter Comics, Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, part of the experience. Live from New York. What? Oh, sorry. Live from Cleveland? It's Friday night? It's Friday Night Live! With Nancy McCann. And Ricky. And sometimes Carlos. And featuring boxes and boxes of rare comics. Unique collectibles. Lots of smiles and conversations with new friends. Friday Night Live with Comics Unlimited. Friday night from 9 to 11 on The Experience.
Hey guys, welcome back. All right, so we're talking about the Batman Epic Crime Saga by Matt Reeves. And if you've seen the movie, Ed, I know you've seen the movie. Ed, I know you've watched The Penguin. Did you know there's more? When Paul Dano was cast as the Riddler, he, as a method actor, wanted to know what made my character this way? What brought him to this? And he started writing notes and he started making little stories and stuff. And he really leaned into it. And then he sat and shared it with Matt Reeves one time. And Matt Reeves not only liked what he did, he said, you know what, that should be a comic. And Paul Dano's like, that would be awesome, but, how's that going to work? Well, Matt Reeves called DC. DC said, yeah, we'd love to hear the pitch. He went back to Paul Dano and went, okay, they're ready for your pitch. And he went, what? So he pitched them this story about Ed Nashton going from orphan to accountant to Zodiac killer clone. And they put it out. It's part of their Black Label series. So if you don't know about this, it's called The Riddler Year One. It came out in 2023, written by Paul Dano. So the guy that played the Riddler is the one that wrote this. The art is by Stevan Subic, who does kind of a mixed media thing. The closest I could say is it feels like Bill Sienkiewicz. And Bill Sienkiewicz does covers for this. So it really works. Now, I got this in the mail yesterday, read it in one sitting. It's 6 episodes or issues, and it's everything from somewhat normal-looking comic pages to much more mixed media stuff. I want to show you one of these that, yeah, here we got mixed into all the ledgers and stuff. This is such a good book, and it really does. It goes all the way back to when Ed's in the orphanage, when he meets Thomas Wayne, why he thinks Thomas Wayne lied to him, why he got involved, how he found his supporters. All this, it literally takes you up to the moment he's standing in Mayor Mitchell's office or home, about to kill him. Why he thinks he and the Batman are working together. All of that stuff is in here. Is it mostly black and white? No, it's not. It's mostly color. The only things that are black and white is when they do a text page like it's the inside of a ledger. See, that's what it is. So you'll see these ledgers that he's working through to find out how the renewal fund is being used by the criminals. So you'll see pages from it along with these notes and stuff. It is so well done that you stop and you go, well, Paul Dano has written novels and stuff too. He's a writer. So, no, it is not black and white. There's very little black and white. It's all color, or mostly color. So you'll be fine. It's like I said, it's just when they're looking at the actual accounting pages that you get that black and white. So again, this is strong. They could take this and make it a series. Now, it's not as action-packed as, say, the Penguin was, but it's just as gritty, and it actually makes Ed a slightly more sympathetic character than you think he would be, but not by a lot. So it is for the Riddler what the Penguin series does for the Penguin. I do recommend it. I got it just off of Amazon, but it should be in comic shops. Check your local stores. Yeah, it really does feel, this is really Paul Dano doing his homework on the character and then going, this is what I came up with for the backstory, and Matt Reeves going, oh yeah. And it's considered canon, but for most parts. I haven't seen anything that says it isn't. So if you've read if you've watched the Batman, you've watched the Penguin, you want a little bit more, there's this. And then there's also a small novel that has to do with the early days of both the Riddler and Batman. That one, it's a tie-in novel. It's okay. This is much better. This book, this graphic novel is seriously much better. So check it out. It's hardcover, and it's not that bad on price. So, all right, guys, we're going to wrap it up there. I'm done. I will see you all next week. Remember, Sunday night on my Facebook page or on my YouTube page, find out what Obsidian Moon is. Join me, and we'll see you then. Have a good night, everybody.
Join the party. Head over to our link tree to find all the links for everywhere the experience is all the time.